What's up, my fellow Trashinators? Welcome back to another episode of Good Figures. I got it. So today's episode it's kind of the standard. There's nothing special going on, except for the fact I had another interview today. I'm not gonna say anything just for the sake of hopefully I get it. I don't really want this specific job, but it'll work. You know, it works. But you're not here for that, are you? You're here for the Mattel, what was it? Super-powered Skeletor? I don't know. I got the box right here. Let's look at it. Skelegod. His name's Skelegod. Yeah. So apparently that's his name. It's just Skeletor with the power of the Master Sword. We can take this off too. That's just one of his accessories. Even though it's still bright over here, I rediscovered the freeze option for my TV, so no more consistent flashing from the side. It's just only one glare. So yeah, no distractions, just my face and the figure. So yeah, if you did not know, there's a bit of a background to this figure. Skelegod, I'm just gonna call him Skeletor because that's who he is. This Skeletor is from the newest, well no, it's not. There's like 2 more adaptations of He-Man that have come out since. This is from one of the newer adaptations of He-Man. You know, the bad TV show from a long time ago people like because they watched it as kids. Yeah, this is a new version of that, which is this version. It's called Revelations. And my hot topic, my hot. I forgot the term, but you know what I mean. But it really isn't. It's just like factual. Revelations is like so much better. I know this is going to discredit my opinion for some people, but I haven't watched the original. I've only watched clips, and it's just, it can't compare. Revelations is objectively better, like factually. So if you want to be a crybaby about it in the comments, do that. I won't listen to you, because I'm right, and it's true. Like seriously, but I won't harp on it anymore. But anyway, so yeah, let's see. Let's talk about the figure now. And talk about what actually happened to him. It's actually a spoiler. This is a spoiler, by the way, but you won't really understand. I mean, okay, it's a spoiler. You're spoiled. You should know this. I have it on my entire YouTube channel. You'll get spoiled at some point. Of course, that kind of sucks because that's like karma. I don't want to get spoiled by Across the Spider-Verse. But nobody really cares about Revelations either, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Anyway, yeah, let's actually just talk about it. So, as you can probably tell due to his main weapon, this Skeletor in the show, he something. I covered the show before, I think. So something happens. We think he's dead. He-Man dies as well, and the sword is reduced to its base elements, which are 2 other swords, which I have right here. That's not a sword. That's not the right version. It's right here. Give me a minute. There's one. There we go. There's the other. These are the base element swords. You got a fiery sun bright one and the dark evil death one. These 2 combine into the Master Sword, or whatever the hell it's called. That's what this is. That's why they look like the sword separated, because you got the hilt parts and the blade. That doesn't really make sense from this side, but whatever. So yeah, these come with a figure I'll be showing off for a comparison with this guy. So the sword gets separated, and basically the story for the first season is the gang, some of the main characters from the original show go on a journey, and they get both swords, and then they try to recombine them to get it back. Of course, He-Man is revived, but he is shortly almost killed again by Skeletor, who was actually hiding out very close to hear everything, and a staff of one of the main characters, Evil Lyn, if you didn't know. So he tries to kill He-Man again and steals the sword, and now we got this. Now, the background for how I got this figure is I was feeling sad a month ago, still unemployed. I thought, I have the money, definitely. Why don't I get him and someone else? Because initially it was just going to be one figure, then I realized, oh, no free shipping. So I got something else, which is over here. Get over here, you son of a bitch. I forgot. He dropped off my bed, so it's a vinyl Mecha Godzilla, the first one. So yeah. Irresponsible? Yes. Am I happy? I have them. What do you think that means? But whatever. So yeah, that's how I got him. A sad pick-me-up that, in hindsight, didn't really work out, because I'm not able to watch Across the Spider-Verse yesterday or tonight. Because as the recording of this video, it's June 2nd, by the way, of 2023. It was shown all over the place that Across the Spider-Verse was going to release today. Turns out it had showings where I live in New York State, that they were having showings at my local theaters yesterday, June 1st. So yeah, if it wasn't the fact that Baki also comes out this month, I could have gone and seen it. If I didn't buy these guys, I could have gone and seen it. I could have gotten my mom to drive me to the fucking movie theater, and I could have bought the ticket for like, what, $10? Got like a candy for like another $5. And I would have been good. I would have brought my own drink. But no, it didn't work out. Now I only have enough money to get Baki. I pre-ordered him back in December, and now he's finally gonna release soon, or ship to us, because he's still in pre-order. We haven't gotten the emails yet. It is June 2nd, so I get why it hasn't released yet. But it also sucks because I didn't understand how pre-orders worked until yesterday. I actually looked it up on the website, because you can do that. You can just look up things. I did before, but I didn't like look at the right area. It clearly says you'll get paid. We'll take your money once the figure is in the warehouse when it's ready to ship to you. I didn't read that, or I read it and I didn't like clock it. So yeah, I don't have a job. I barely have enough money to even buy the thing, because it was $120, the money I got from my jury trial, and the figure's $95 plus shipping, because again, they didn't take that. They took a deposit though to make sure you're gonna buy it. Sucks that you can't refund it, but still, whatever. They gotta make sure you're getting it. They gotta make sure you're sticking around. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's the main thing I'm upset about today. I'm not seeing Across the Spider-Verse. I said I planned initially that I was going to see it. I had it in my calendar and everything. I was only planning to be unemployed for like at most a month. I took too long, and now I'm missing out on watching it on day one. So yeah, it was either that or Baki, and the new season's coming out next month. Of course I'm gonna get Baki. But hey, I got an interview today, and I had a fortune cookie that said I'll be lucky. So, hey, maybe that means something. But whatever, you're here for this. Okay, so yeah, here's the figure. Look at him. He's gigantic. Like, look at my hand. Remember Dropout, my last figure? He was in my hand. This guy barely, like, even gets close to it. He's like an inch, like, taller than my hand. Like, if you put the feet at the real base of my hand, he's like an inch taller than my hand. So I'm big, and so is this guy. So yeah, let's just take off the sword for ease. It's the sword. It's the exact same, because that's the one thing I was wondering about, because I have had only 2 figures with the sword before. No, I didn't even have one before. I had the figure I'm going to show in the comparison. He had the sword, which is right here. Here's his sword. Exactly the same. Actually, the color might be different. Yeah, the color's actually different a bit. Now let's get the hilts. Oh yeah, the color's actually different. But the sword itself is the same. The blades are the same. It's only like the hilt and the handle that are different. So there's that. This is the other guy's sword. So yeah, here's his sword. I'm gonna actually put it here to make sure I don't mix them up. So yeah, here we go. Look at him. Can get him in frame to show off his cool detail. Yes, his cape is fabric. There's a weirdness to it because it has multiple layers and plastic on this layer. Also this layer, because his cape detaches and there's magnets on this side. Like actual magnets. I mean, they could be weights. Let's see. Oh no. I don't know why, but for some reason I thought they were weights. No, I thought they were magnets. They're not, they're weights. Okay, so that's why we should plan these things out, but hey. So yeah, it just hooks on, the metal weighs it down so it actually stays there, so you can play it all you want. It is toasty in here without a fan. So yeah, I hope you don't mind sweat particles forming. So yeah. Anyway, so here we are. I know this is like damaging. People are freaking out if they keep their figures in a box, but I'm trying my best. Hair everywhere. So yeah, beautiful. Skulls everywhere. Perfect. Skeletor. Absolutely devious, this guy. So yeah, there's the back. Skulls again. His furry butt. Nothing else on the feet. Whoop. So yeah, I do like the nice scar kind of thing there that replicates He-Man's like cross guard or whatever it's called, like straps, metal straps. I do not have any like He-Man figures. I have the Savage He-Man, who I will not be comparing because I don't like the Savage He-Man anymore. If you didn't know, that's a $40 figure for one guy and like half of a thing of plastic that represents another guy that I don't care about. The only reason I got it is because Savage He-Man kind of looks like Pickle. I probably mentioned this in his own video because I think I covered him before. But I got him while he was $9, even though he was originally $40. So that was a great deal. But now I don't like him anymore because he's like, compared to this and my other He-Man figures, he's kind of garbage. He's really like structurally, his like actual plastic, the stuff you see, it's super like hard and like kind of crappy feeling. But when it comes to the joints, it's really soft joints. Like every time I move them, it feels like I'm like about to tear them off, but they barely move. So that nothing's torn off except, actually nothing has, but I think it's the left arm. It's gone completely loose. So I can't even like use that arm anymore. So It just all the time. So no more playing with him, I guess, until Baki Son of Ogre season 2 comes out, which I'm really excited. Also, I know I've had a lot of tangents, but I've had a lot more to talk about than I thought. So I recently logicked it out because they announced 2 parts are gonna release this year. One July 26th. Again, J months, I get them mixed up. July 26th is the first part. August something, I haven't memorized that. August something is the second part, and they teased the father-son fight, and I thought, there's no way they could have animated the longest arc in Baki, the Pickle arc, that's the longest, and the father-son fight, which is one of the longer, it's more of like a standard arc. There is no way they could have done both arcs. But I logicked it out, and I'm thinking they're being a little cheeky because they haven't fully announced it. Even the official Netflix trailer on YouTube doesn't even mention it. They just say there's 2 parts at the very end. So that makes me believe that they only did the Pickle arc, which they're probably still finishing because it's 2 parts. That's usually how it works. They basically finish it like a week before they release it. So what I'm thinking is that for the first part, it's like a decent chunk of the Pickle arc. And then the part 2 is the rest of the Pickle arc, along with the other stuff that happens after, leading up to the father-son fight. Because there's a lot that happens. I believe it's Baki versus the blonde guy with Ghidorah on his back, who inspired one of my characters, the Dead Man, because I like the idea of using someone's punch against them, at their straightest point. You use one of your body parts, usually your head, to break their elbow or fist. I thought that was really cool, so I used it in the Dead Man. So a little fun fact for you for my characters, but I'm thinking it's that, and I think the Retsu boxing arc happens in between those 2 arcs, the Pickle and father-son battle. So yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen, and then a year and a half or another 2 years, the father-son fight fully happens, because that seems like what's gonna happen. Either I truly understand Baki to a T, or they did a miracle. They made some of the best fights that ever happen in anime or in manga translate perfectly to the screen. I don't want to inform anyone's opinion, but the trail, some shots in the trailer truly look a bit stiff and rushed. But we're basically looking at single images from the anime. So they've had 3 years to work on this. That's a pretty good amount of time to do a full arc of the Pickle arc, or most of it, because it's obviously they're still working on it. So yeah, it looks weird in the trailer, but I'm sure it's gonna look a lot better in the actual anime. So I'm excited. I'm hopeful, and I can't wait. So yeah, that's about it. So let's actually just get into the accessories while I'm here. Sword, yeah. He has 3 others. Technically the cape is 1, but we're not gonna count that right now. We have the physical effect that he has for punching. It's made for the fists. He has 2 fists. I mean grabbing hands technically, but they're fists. And 2 open hands. So the fist can just fit in there. Either one's fine. So yeah. There's some forcing, but it's fine. Yeah. It's getting hot. We gotta end this right now. Alright, so that's about it for the accessories. We'll do articulation and comparison, then we'll end it off. So yeah. Articulation wise, he has a let's see. I'm pretty sure that's just a really good ball joint. He looks up that far. The horns do you in a way. He looks up that far down, which is accurate because this guy's like 12 feet tall. Swivel, of course. Oh, the base of the neck, because fire. The base of the neck works as well. Alright, so then you got hinge, swivel at the shoulder, double jointed elbows that go really far, like all the way up. The gauntlets are a bit loose, but they're not like connected to anything. They're just there. And the hands are a hinge. Oh, I thought I broke it. Hinge inward, and then they could just swivel. Hinge in and out. So yeah, that's also like a thing. The hands are a bit loose. I think it's just a combination of the loose gauntlet and the hands being like having thin pegs makes it seem all the more loose too. A ball joint at the pecs. So yeah, that's what that works. Swivel at the waist. Typical legs. It's not nudity. So yeah, just normal stuff here. The cloth, that's what I meant in the first place. The cloth doesn't really get in the way. I mean, if you really want to push it, even then it's fine. It's really soft. So same goes for backwards. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees, really good. There's actually the knee guards are actually an entire piece. They're a part of the leg. So they have a thigh swivel right there. That's like a part of it. And then the legs are just a hinge swivel. The typical like Hasbro style hinge swivel. Oh, by the way, have I mentioned his feet are absolutely gigantic? Also, the underside of his feet are realistically done. I don't know why, but he's like he has like really long, thin feet. So that's like a little tidbit I like to throw in there. So yeah. I just really like the cape, by the way. The cape is it's so good. When I actually, at first, yes, it did make me happy. I did like it. It was everything I dreamed of. I had it in my cart for like half a year because I thought it was cool, but not cool enough to get while I had a job. So I was happy at first, but now I realize I shouldn't have gotten him. But yeah. Anyway, so let's get to the comparison. First, we'll go with Marvel Legends, then we'll go to a wave mate. Because that's kind of like how it usually goes. You show something that basically everyone has, and then you go to people he's actually been with, so they've been with. So yeah, here's my largest Marvel Legends. I'm pretty sure this is the X-Men Apocalypse Sabretooth. By the way, I've been meaning to get like a Sabretooth for a while, and it didn't occur to me that I got one. Because when I think of a character, I think of the one I grew up with, which is technically it's the X-Men movie version, both the Wolverine Origins one and the one from the first movie, where he's like a hobo. Basically, it looks like this, but like a hobo and really unkempt. So yeah, those are like my Sabretooth, but when I mean like comic, I mean like original, like the yellow suit with like the fur, whatever. Anyway, the point was I like getting versions of characters that I recognize first, then getting other versions. So this is like unplanned. I wasn't planning to get this. Well, I was. He's my stand-in for like shit brick houses of a character. So yeah, that's why I have him. He's for playing. So yeah, there you go. He is a bit taller just because his head is gigantic, by the way, like unproportionally too. Unless he's like always meant to be this size, then sure. He must have been a very top-heavy kid. That's a really big head. So yeah, he's only a bit taller, like somewhat. Technically not. I had him weird. So yeah, They're about the same height. And then we have his wave mate. Spoiler again, but at this point, do you even really care? Grayskull. Yeah, if you didn't know and you didn't listen to my spoiler warning, Castle Grayskull is based off this guy. I thought when I first saw like clips of the show, I thought, please don't be mad at me. I don't really know much about He-Man. Please don't be mad at me. It was really stupid. I thought this was Sunman. I really did. I haven't seen Sunman's design in a long time. All I know was it was like a black mom wanted more diversity in He-Man, so her son could like grow up with a great role model. So she wrote in Sunman to the creators, and they're like, yeah, that sounds great. And they put him in and gave her like, I think they gave her like a check or something, but I don't know. Maybe that's like a dark side of the story, but it's really stupid. I should have been like, oh, cool character, not connected to someone I barely knew. So yeah, that's my bad. It was a bad thing, but it wasn't like truly serious. So here's Grayskull. It's his character strays away from the naming conventions of the other heroes. Like usually they'd be like He-Man or like something man or like Hero, because that's one of them. One of them's called Hero. It's stupid, but it's awesome. So yeah, here's Grayskull next to Skelegod, because what a name. Oh, gotta tilt him straight. Yeah, so definitely one of the bigger figures. Of course he would be. So yeah. Yeah, that's like that's a consequence of making Skeletor naturally as big as He-Man when he's transformed. So of course him being transformed, he'd be much bigger than all of them. So yeah. If you want me to cover Grayskull, like this video and comment. Even though the comments only really matter, a like would help. And subscribe. I've heard that actually saying it helps, and my videos have been stagnating. I mean, they've stagnated forever. I've basically only gotten like at most 5 views per video and no likes. So yeah, if you want to help me out, please. Besides that, thank you all so much. That's basically, I should really say that in the beginning, shouldn't I? But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!